I do this for a living. You don't. I tell you how this works. Let me see your driver's license or I'm going to pull you out of your car and arrest you for failing to provide ID.
In this footage, you can see a deputy pull over a driver. But when the driver asks the reason, things take a surprising turn. The deputy threatens him with arrest. Sounds a little crazy, right? But guess what? In a lot of situations, cops can actually do this. That's why I'm gonna bust 5 myths about traffic stops and what your actual rights are when you encounter cops on the road. The first myth: only your words count and can be used against you, and your body language has nothing to do with it. Well, suppose an officer asks you to pull over, and as soon as you stop the car, he comes to you and asks for your consent to search your car.
Any reason why you have your hands up?
I'm scared.
Okay, can you put your window all the way down for me? Please?
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on. That's how you like do like this.
Okay.
Here, most people usually give 2 kinds of reactions. One is to remain completely silent. They think that they're practicing their right to remain silent, and cops will get the message that they don't want them to search the car. The second reaction is usually to become nervous and fearful of the cop's request. They verbally say no, but their facial expressions and tone show nervousness and hesitation. Cops could clearly see that the person is not confident in their stance.
Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Can I see your driver's license, please? Why are you crying?
Because you're making me nervous. I don't know
What about me has made you nervous?
Now here's a shocking fact. These reactions could give cops the ticket to search your car. Yep, the Supreme Court has ruled out that your body language can give consent to cops. For example, if you start murmuring maybe or you got thoughtful expressions on your face when cops ask for your consent, they could use it against you. They will decipher your hesitation as your agreement and will start searching your car, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So what's the solution to this? Remain calm and mindful of your body language when cops stop you. Keep your nerves at bay and interact with them with confidence. Verbally say no without any hesitation and then keep your silence. You really don't want your mouth says no but your face says yes kind of a situation when it comes to cops. Ever. Okay, so after talking about the first myth, a lot of you might think that it's best to not pull over when cops demand you to do so. When you avoid them, you can't land in any kind of a problem as the driver in the footage does, right? Wrong. The second myth is that we haven't done anything wrong, so we're not obliged to pull over and be questioned by cops in the first place. But that's a little bit different. See, if you don't pull over, cops will act aggressively against you and are going to ask for backup. Your not stopping at the request of officers could be seen as probable cause to arrest you.
Really?
A police officer pulled over an important police official.
Dodge Charger.
He goes back to his patrol car to call it in.
So, never run away from cops and always pull over when the police ask you to do so. But here's the deal. You've got to be aware of your rights in order to protect yourself. Remember, cops should have probable cause to ask you to pull over. Maybe you were speeding, maybe you were drunk, maybe you rolled through a stop sign instead of stopping completely.
All right. Well, I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. And the reason I stopped you is you're traveling 71 miles an hour in a posted 45-mile-per-hour zone.
These kinds of violations and more give cops a reason to stop and question you. So, you're gonna have to pull over and face their questions when you're guilty. But hold up, what if you didn't do anything wrong? Well, in this case, you're still gonna have to pull over when cops demand it. At this point, it's admissible to start recording on your phone whenever you interact with cops. Roll your window down fully and greet officers with a smile. Switch off your car's engine and put your hands on the steering wheel. And remain calm and ask them why they've pulled you over. If they don't have any probable cause against you, just a hunch that you've committed something wrong, you should ask them if you're free to go. Here's the deal, cops can't stop you for long without probable cause. If they've only got a hunch, then they're gonna have to let you go when you ask their permission to leave. Otherwise, they're violating your Fourth Amendment right and you could use it against them in a court of law. Myth number 3, we don't need to get out of the cars when officers demand it. Well, unfortunately, the reality of this situation is different. Suppose a cop pulls you over because you're speeding. He comes near you and asks for your license and other documents. Now here's the deal. Every state requires drivers to have a license or some documentation to legally operate the vehicle.
Phone number for you with an area code first, please. Sure, absolutely. Okay. Well, all the
Supervisor?
No. No, you can contact one by phone.
But if I'm requesting a supervisor, you deny it?
It means Deputy Frank's reason to aggressively act against the driver was because he wasn't providing ID and documentation.
It's absolutely unacceptable. Let me see your driver's license.
I don't have it on me.
You don't have... Oh, so you're driving the way you are and you're suspended. I don't care where you were going. There isn't a stipulation in Arizona state law that says I can drive in an overly aggressive manner while my license is suspended.
So you've got to provide officers with these important documents. So let's say after having all this information, he's going to ask you and your passengers to step out of the vehicle. It seems kind of weird, but the Supreme Court has permitted them to search men and the car for their safety. There have actually been reported cases where cops get attacked by people when they pull them over. But don't take my word for it here, just watch for yourself.
Huh? Okay. Shit! Hey! Shit!
To avoid such life-threatening situations, cops are allowed to pat you down fully to ensure that you don't have any weapons on you.
Can I pat you down? Can you put your hands on the hood here? Thank you. Relax. I don't like doing this any more than you do.
Here, a lot of you are going to ask whether passengers are also obliged to step out and let cops pat them down. The answer to that is yes. All the people in the vehicle have to follow the requirements of the officers. Now the question is, when are cops legally allowed to search you or your vehicle without any warrant? Well, when you've done something wrong. When cops have probable cause against you, they could order you and your passengers to step out. Otherwise, you and your passengers could say no.
Are you concealed weapons holder? Any weapons in the vehicle I need to be aware of? Nope, nothing illegal in the car. All right, so after I'm done, if I ask to search the vehicle to verify what you're saying is true, you don't mind?
I do mind, but only because I'm a lawyer.
Okay. So you know I consented, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So you have nothing in the vehicle?
I have absolutely nothing in the vehicle.
Okay. And you don't mind confirming that by allowing us to look and make sure there's nothing in the vehicle? As you can imagine, we hear no all the time as they have nothing and we find stuff.
Here, you also need to remember another point. Cops can only pat you down or search your car when there's a chance of you putting them in danger. For example, they can pat you down outwardly but can't put their hands in your pocket. They can't retrieve any pages or items from your pockets or vehicle when searching for weapons. However, they cannot look into those places in your vehicle where there's no chance of you having any weapons. On to the next one. How long can cops detain you? When any officer pulls a person over and has probable cause against them, a lot of people think that cops have the right to detain you for 1 or 2 hours if they want. They also believe you shouldn't say anything because you're guilty and protesting against long hours of detainment could land them into further trouble, right? Well, that's wrong. In reality, cops can't detain you beyond the scope of your traffic stop.
At this point in the video from the traffic stop, Dulce asks if he can call his mother or a lawyer. Officer Burson tells him he has to wait.
Why do you need a lawyer if what you're telling us is true?
Because you guys are about to arrest me.
Why?
23. I know the drill.
Sorry?
I know the drill. You said you smell pot, so we're going to search the car.
Suppose they pulled you over for speeding. When they give you a speeding ticket, you should ask them if you're free to go. According to the Supreme Court, your traffic stop is over and cops have no authority over you now. They should let you go because they've got no other reason to detain you. But if they say they want to check your car or start asking you different irrelevant questions, they might be violating your rights. Here, you should practice your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and keep asking them if you're free to go. Remember, cops asking extra questions or actions that are not relevant to your probable cause are wasting time. They're illegally detaining you, and you've got the right to go to court against them. Here, one of the most popular illegal detainments happens on DUI stops. Cops will pull you over because they think you're drunk. Once you practice your right to remain silent, they're going to threaten to detain you for an hour on the traffic stop.
I don't want to answer any questions. No questions. Are you ordering me?
Now, why are they threatening you? Because they want you to confess or proceed with different sobriety tests to confirm whether or not you're really drunk. Sometimes, cops may delay the procedure. For example, not giving you a speeding ticket immediately so that your traffic stop doesn't end and you've got to stand on the side of the road. But what they're actually doing is waiting for their drug dog or canine unit to appear and go around you or your car for any signs of intoxication or drugs. So what should you do in that situation? Call your lawyer and clearly tell cops that they're violating your Fourth Amendment right. Now here's the last and most dangerous traffic myth. Confessions will save you. A lot of times people confess crimes so the cops will go easy on them. Well, if you've heard that myth, then it's time to bust it. Try to understand every aspect of the example here. You've had 2 beers in the bar before you start driving your car. Cops ask you to pull over and you become a bit nervous. An officer steps out of his vehicle and taps the tail of your car. You get startled and your anxiety shoots up. Once you roll down the window, the cop asks you, "Do you know why I stopped you?" You become nervous with this question and quickly blurt out that "I'm not drunk, I've only had 2 beers in the bar."
Hey, so I'm just stopping you for improper lane use.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
You're on the phone?
I'll be honest.
Okay. Who are you on the phone with?
My baby daddy. I'll show it to you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zachary?
Yeah. You can talk to him if you want.
In another situation, you could be speeding when the officers pull you over and you swiftly start apologizing for your mistake. Here's the deal. When cops pull you over and ask you why they stopped you, there's a lot of chances that the cops have got nothing on you. See, they've stopped you because they've got a hunch that you've done something wrong. The open-ended question is to make you more nervous. That's why the California government has ruled out the cops can't ask this question to drivers after the new year. So you've got to understand that if you confess to anything, you've given cops probable cause against you. They're recording your conversations. Your words could be used against you in court. And here's the deal. Once it's recorded, that's it. It's done. So you should definitely invoke your Fifth Amendment right and not engage in any sort of conversation with cops. So these are 5 dangerous myths about your rights in a traffic stop. Let's quickly review them for your convenience. Make sure you're relaxed and you have confident body language. If cops ask you to pull over, follow their commands. If cops ask you to come out of the car when they've got probable cause against you, the driver and passengers have to follow the order. They cannot detain you beyond the scope of a police stop. Confessions can and will land you in trouble with no leniency. That said, if you want to keep learning about laws and your rights, make sure you watch this video. Until the next time, keep practicing your rights and staying safe.